So in this video, I wanted to pick up where I left off in the previous video about how targeting the Black community is one of the biggest travesties to happen in this country. What happened last year and the year before exposed the underbelly of this country. And it's a dark underbelly. It shows that members of the Black community are being unnecessarily and unfairly targeted by people who are racist and think that they have some sort of ownership over us. And it's their place to put us in our place. That's what I'm going through right now. What these types of people don't understand is that as members of the Black community, we are used to fighting. We fought for our civil liberties and our civil rights. They weren't given to us. We earned them. As someone of West Indian descent, I can say the same, that for many generations, we fought to get our rights. And as an American citizen, I was born and raised here. My mom was born and raised here. My grandmother was born and raised here. We have the right to be free. We have the right to live our best lives. No one can take that away from us. Fortunately, people of all colors and all backgrounds are beginning to understand the plight that we go through and how we are denigrated on a daily basis for no other reason than the color of our skin. And so many people know that that's unfair. The lies that are being told about me by the stalkers and harassers, I can easily prove. What I don't want to do is spend my time doing that. I'd rather just move forward with my life and live my life. I have, fortunately, a lot of good character witnesses. I have documents, commendations. I have thank you cards. So I have a lot of proof that I am not the person that they want me to be, and that they're trying to human traffic me to get me involved in the wrong things. I've said in a previous video that anybody who is in my past for a reason. They're not in my past without reason. I was not ever associated with any criminal activity. I was not involved in any criminal activity. But if anybody was ever involved in criminal activity, I get rid of those people from my life right away, because I don't need that in my life. It's hard enough as a Black female. It's hard enough in the fields that I have to work in to be good, and not only be good, but you have to sometimes be twice as good as everyone else. I don't need that. And those types of people, they're smart enough to understand that we're not compatible. Do you get what I mean? So I don't have people in my life besides these stalkers who would want to be around me, because we're not each other's types. That's what I meant when I said broken down people attract broken down things. Once you are involved in certain things, you don't want someone like me around, because we wouldn't get along. And that's what logical people understand. Those types of people don't hang out with me, and I don't hang out with them. We don't. What will we both do? I craft and do these types of videos, and they don't. So there's no judgment on either side. The reason the stalkers and harassers are doing this is because they see us all as the same. They don't see us as individuals. So those types of people have no criticism against me, and I have no criticism against them. People have the right to live their lives. The racist stalkers and harassers can't understand that. And they feel that by bringing me down, they will be elevated. But it's the opposite. Bringing me down shows that they're racist, shows that they're targeting me. They want me to be a broken down person so that they think I will be attracted to broken down things. But I'm not a broken down person. I'm a strong person. I'm a fighter. I also feel that as members of the Black community, when we do have a background that will allow us to fight back, we should. So as I was saying, I had something I had to do. So wait, let me see if I can get this. Oh, forgive this shaky video. Ooh, very shaky. Okay, anyway, so as I was saying, members of the Black community who have the ability to fight these types of people must. To me, it's our obligation. Last year's, or was it last year? I think it was last year's situation with the bird watcher is a good example of how he had the ability to stand up, and he did. And fortunately, he did that because when these types of people harass us, they don't think that we're going to fight back. And I'm glad he fought back. And there were so many other people who posted the videos and showed that they weren't doing anything wrong. This is why I'm doing this. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm trying to live my life, and these people are harassing me. I believe they want my apartment. I believe they want to traffic me, get me involved in the wrong things. I think that they want to exploit me, exploit my image, my likeness, my background. But I feel that because I have the credibility to fight back, I must. I wanted to go on about a little bit more about what I was talking about, where different types of people are attracted to different things. As I mentioned earlier, I don't have a criminal background, no drug use, nothing like that. And those types of people who do, I have no problem with. They don't want to hang out with me, though, because I'm boring. They don't want to talk to me about crafting or the news or politics. They're not interested in that. And there's no offense. I mean, I've known people who, I'm from the Bronx, different types of people. And just because we don't hang out doesn't mean we dislike each other. Just the opposite. You can be friendly. You can say hi, bye, to have a quick conversation. But we don't hang out because we don't have things in common. They find me boring. They find me corny. And it's not even offensive because they're doing it in like a loving way. They're like, oh, you're boring. And I'm like, I know. I know. And that's what I'm saying about seeing the Black community as individuals as opposed to being a racist and seeing us as all alike. So when these types of stalkers and harassers begin to target me, they accuse me of all sorts of things. They thought that I was on drugs. They accused me of being an alcoholic. They accused me of engaging in criminal activity. And when this first started, the news didn't pick up on these stories. Fortunately, over the years of this situation, the news started to pick up on the stories. And the more that gained momentum, the more we, as members of the Black community, started talking about experiences we had. Many years ago, I worked at a job where I was overseas. And I came down to the hotel lobby, and I went to the counter. And suddenly this white young lady, who's a coworker, accused me of taking her Ray-Ban sunglasses. And I said to the guy behind the counter who she was dating, I just walked here. I just got to this counter. Why would she accuse me of doing anything? He said, no, you're fine. Don't worry. Don't listen. And obviously they were having some sort of personal exchange, and she thought she was going to drag me into this sort of drama. I said, listen, check the camera. Make sure I'm not going to walk away from this spot until you make sure that I was not involved in taking her Ray-Ban sunglasses. I don't want her used Ray-Ban sunglasses. So he said, because he was like, it's okay. So I said, no, this will not be resolved until you clear me. He went behind, looked at the tape. Another guy was there. They looked at the tape. I was not there when her sunglasses were missing, if they were missing. They didn't give me all the details, which I would have wanted, of course. I would have wanted to know exactly if she had them with her. But they just said, no, you're fine. There won't be an issue. When I left the counter, you know what I did? I told everybody what happened because I wanted to make sure everybody knew what just occurred to me. And this was a long time ago. This was in 1996, so way before this. And when I got back to New York, I went into Macy's, 34th Street. If you guys know, that's a world famous store. And they have a huge selection of things. And I went there to the counter and I brought my mom with me. I said, Mom, you know that incident with those Ray-Bans? That just stuck in my, got under my skin. And I said, you know what, let me go to the counter and see what sunglasses they have. You know what I did? I bought a pair of Ray-Bans, got the full royal treatment. And to this day, I still have those Ray-Bans. When I look back and I wonder, well, why did I do that? I think I did it because I wanted to remind myself of that feeling that someone would accuse me of stealing her used Ray-Bans when I could afford to get my own new Ray-Bans. And I could get the case and I could get the brochure. And the reason I'm talking about this is that I realize that even within the Black community, no matter how much we go through, those of us who can do certain things must. And I'm tired of our community being victimized. I said this in a previous video, where when they target people who can't fight back, people write it off. Well, that person is this, that person is that. Those of us who can fight back must. We have an obligation. We have a duty to fight back. Many years ago, that was 1996, so you know how many years ago that was. When I realized I could do that and did it, I had an obligation to, every time I wore those glasses, think about what happened. I had an obligation to tell people that story. I had an obligation to spread the news about what we go through. I think that when our community is under attack, as it's been for so long, we have an obligation to fight back. On my Twitter handle, which is at FashionFunFemme, Bella Soul, Shamega Johnson, I did a lot of fighting back because we needed to. We needed to stand up against racism. We needed to stand up against people who wanted to take back the civil rights we fought for. We fought for those things. They wanted to take back our voting rights. We fought for that. That wasn't handed out to us. So part of what I'm saying with all of this is that when you have the ability to do something, if I had the ability to do something trivial like getting a pair of damn Ray-Ban sunglasses, and I did, I now have the ability of fighting back against this racist criminal organization that's targeting me and targeting members of my community. I must do it. I must do it. They have given me a mission. This is my mission, to fight back. And this is not of any offense to people who are doing what they want to do with their lives. It's just that I wouldn't be a part of it. I just wouldn't. And they really wouldn't want me. That's the truth. And I can stand on any corner in the Bronx and say, would you want to hang out with me, to someone who might? They're saying, hell no. Why would we want you? And that was my point. This is why I can, with 100% certainty, say this is a racist criminal organization that thought they were going to recruit and traffic me. This isn't your everyday criminal. Your everyday criminal doesn't want me. And that's my point. So I will continue to speak up and speak out and tell this story. Thanks for watching. I'll upload a new video soon.